So you've put in an offer on a house and it was accepted and signed by the seller. And you've submitted your earnest money deposit. So now you're under contract to buy a house, but you're getting cold feet and wondering, when is it too late to back out of buying a house? You won't go to jail for backing out at any time, but the possible legal and financial consequences depend on where you are in the process. I'm going to go over all that, so stay tuned. I'm Jana Classy. This is my husband, Paul, and we are realtors here in the Eastern Panhandle. When you sign a contract, you are not only giving your word, but you are signing a legally binding document. And so you need to understand what you are signing and what you are obligating yourself to. And I first want to say that I'm not a lawyer. I thought about going to law school, but didn't work out. And defaulting on a contract could very well require the advice of an attorney. There are several conditions or contingencies in the standard contract we use that, if you include in your offer, will allow you to legally void the contract. So you won't be in default and you'll be able to get your earnest money deposit back. The first one is the home inspection. You'll have a specified amount of time, usually 10 to 12 days, to hire an inspector to check out the house. If he finds something you don't like, you can, within that time period, submit a notice that you are voiding the contract based on the home inspection, and you'll get your earnest money deposit back. The other two contingencies aren't really under your control, but are reasons of a contract will be voided, and that would be financing and the appraisal. The lender orders the appraisal to be done by a licensed appraiser, and the house has to appraise for the agreed sales price or above, if you included that condition in your offer. If it doesn't appraise and the seller or you won't cover the difference, then the contract is void and you get your deposit back. The contract is also contingent on the lender approving the loan, final approval. If something happens to change your financial picture, job loss, illness, something like that, the lender could deny the loan, and that would be reason to void the contract. Or if the lender pre-qualified you, real good job of vetting your qualifications, and then down the line discovered something that underwriting wouldn't approve of, that could be reason to deny the loan and void the contract. So when is it too late to back out of buying a house? Usually after the home inspection period has passed, you're pretty much obligated. You can't really count on the appraisal or the financing refusal to get you out of the contract. So what happens if you just walk away anyway? First of all, you're going to have a few people, especially the sellers, pretty upset with you. And you can see why. They've taken their house off the market, probably scheduled movers, plans to buy another house. So they're going to feel like they've been duped big time. Best case scenario, backing out, you and the seller sign a release of any future obligation from both parties, and you forfeit your earnest money deposit. Worst case scenario, you could be sued, and that could include a number of things. You may be ordered to buy the house or to cover any expenses and time lost by the seller because of the house being under contract. Also, you may have to cover the seller's attorney costs. It really is very unusual for things to go this far, but it can happen. So before signing any contract, read it and understand what you are obligating yourself to. Besides being legally binding, a contract is your word. So standing by it is something to value. And I understand that life can throw you some punches. You make decisions based on your current circumstances, and then something happens that changes everything. And then here you are under contract for a house that now doesn't make any sense. If you were thinking of backing out of the contract before taking that action, be sure to talk to your realtor and consider consulting an attorney so that you know the possible consequences of taking this action. Okay. That's it for me today. I thank you for tuning in. And of course, please call me. Got any questions? 304-264-2888. 528. Okay, I'll see you next week. Bye.